We are south of everything, Batesville, Arkansas, at Mark Martin Kia, and it's always a pleasure to get to sit down and visit with my real good friend, Jeff Zelasco from Mark Martin Kia. How's it going, my friend?
Been busy. It's been kind of hectic, and I'm not complaining. We're just moving.
Well, you want to be busy, you want to be steady, you want to be able to provide to the general public a good product at a fair price, and if you're doing that, you're going to stay busy, and there's no doubt we like being busy.
You know, gas has kind of inched up a little
Yes,
bit.
it has.
And when that does, people seem to remember that Kia gets real decent fuel economy, and that kind of increases our business.
I think a lot of people will actually, just like you say, they'll say, okay, once it gets to I think today $3.55 when we were filming and inching towards $4, people do start thinking about fuel economy and time to trade. And boy, y'all take advantage of that by being able to provide a great product to our customers.
That's right, and that's what recently a lot of people have been pulling the car lot in their trucks going, we've been driving this to work and it's eating me alive, and we can put them in a new car sometimes for what they're spending on gas.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So,
and it's kind of like payments free.
Yeah, that's exactly.
The car's free.
That's it. Yeah, your buddy used to say that all the time.
Absolutely, absolutely he did. And I mean, you get it. I mean, if you're spending $400 or $500 a month in gasoline, and then all of a sudden you make your gasoline bill go to $100, and you got $300 to pay for a car payment.
Yeah,
that makes sense. It makes sense.
It does. It makes dollars and cents. And and people have been picking up on the buy new for the price of used.
Absolutely.
Because we've had several people in here. It's graduation season,
Right.
Folks are looking for cars for those graduates, or some kids are just getting their license, and people looking for. And we've had some people come down here and they go, we've been looking at used cars, and we buy a new car with a warranty. It's cheap. We can buy a used car.
Yeah, sometimes cheaper.
Sometimes cheaper.
Absolutely.
So we've been my entry level prices have really taken a big hit this month,
right?
Because they've been leaving the car lot.
And that's what we like. I mean, that's why we order them. And
that's right.
And an entry-level car just simply mean a more of a base model, but something that's a more affordable model. And of course, you can get a base model plus a lot of options on there, and it may be a few more $1,000s. But boy, from a competitive standpoint, when you look at the base models that you talk about and the pricing that you do, that's right. There's tons of used cars out there that are a lot more expensive than these new cars.
And these cars still aren't base, even though I'm calling them that.
Right.
Because we've had 4 different models that we've been running for $15,990.
Right. Right.
And you still got that 10-year warranty with it, roadside assistance. And these cars had power windows and power locks and air, and 3 of the series were automatics.
Right. Absolutely.
It's been pretty interesting.
It has that. It has that. Jeff, let's talk a little bit about, you had mentioned to me earlier about Kia just received a huge, huge award that really, it's kind of the tale of what the product has actually done over the course of the last several years. Talk a little bit about a big award.
Yeah, people come here all the time and we're going to praise their car and they go, well, Kelly Blue Book said this and Kelly Blue Book said that. Well, this month, Kelly Blue Book said that Kia is the best value brand for 2014.
That's a great honor.
So we're pretty tickled with that. But like you said, Kia, if you haven't seen a Kia in the last 2 years, you need to come take a look.
Oh, I think they do. Jeff, it's a completely different automobile. It is. I mean, from style to luxury, I mean, to sporty, to it's just if you didn't have the Kia emblem on the front, you would just say, well, that's a brand new car on the market that I've never seen before, because that's what it is.
Yeah.
And it's Kia.
It's Kia. And some people look and they say, that's a Kia? Because they're thinking of the old throwaway cars that Kia used to have before in the early 2000s. And it's a whole different ballgame, and it's the features. And this is what impresses lots of folks, and we're always proud to show it.
Absolutely.
The features that are standard on the car are just overwhelming to lots of people.
Right, right.
And then, of course, you can get up into luxury and technology and really overwhelm them when you tell them how much it is.
Absolutely.
And they're not overwhelmed in a bad way.
They're overwhelmed in a good way.
How much?
Yes.
Yeah,
you say from time to time that when people come in and they go ride and drive an automobile and they come in and they get the price on an automobile and they go, golly gee, I can't imagine, because I was looking at so-and-so model, and it was $15,000 more than this, and this car rides a lot better, and there's more features on this car than that other one that's $15,000 higher. And then you go, well, did I tell you about the warranty on this one?
Yeah, that's free. And that's what gets people, especially some of our luxury car owners that we've been trading cars with.
Sure.
On the Cadenza, had a lady that had a Lexus. They sold their car and they came down and they drove the Cadenza, and she just fell. Matter of fact, she told the salesperson when she leaves, she said, "This is the nicest car we've ever had."
Unbelievable.
She was talking about all the features and amenities on the car, and we were, you know, we have UVO e-services and navigation, and all this technology works through your phone. There's no subscriptions to it. You know, it schedules its own service appointments. It, 911 notification, and she, well, I had to pay extra for that. I had to pay extra for that. I had to pay a subscription fee. No, ma'am. Not anymore.
Not here. Not here. Well, there's no doubt that the product lineup, let's talk a little bit more about that. And you talked about cars back in the 2000, and you talked about a throwaway car. And what you mean by that is just a base model that's relatively inexpensive to build, and you build a bunch of them, and it was a cheaper automobile, not just in price, but it was a cheaper automobile. We have a very inexpensive car that is a great quality car.
And a great value. A
tremendous value. And when you talk about value in automobiles, folks, we just ask you to give us an opportunity. Come by, look at the lot, look at the inventory that we have. We've got a great inventory on hand right now. It's just, when you start talking about value, you have to include price, you have to include service, you have to include what you feel good about what you're driving. I know this. It's a given fact. Most people will buy cars on their first acknowledgement of the car is, does the car look good?
Oh, yes.
Does it look good?
Yeah.
And then if it looks good and you like the way it looks, then you say, let me drive this automobile.
Yeah. And that's the Red Dot Award. And if you want to check up on Kia, there's a place on our website you can go to look at awards and accolades. And Kia has run 5 Red Dot Awards, which are on vehicle design, in the last 3 years.
I wouldn't doubt that. Yeah, no doubt about it. And I'm sitting here looking at some inventory right now, and you go, golly gee, even when we started the show several years ago, I mean, the quality of the product that we have is at an all-time high, and it's being shown by our customers because we're generating business all around Northeast, North Central, Northwest Arkansas, some south of us right here, but we're doing some things right at Martin Kia.
Yeah, and Kia's doing a few things right. Had a gentleman come in last week. This is kind of funny. I got to tell it. I won't tell his name. He wasn't from around here anyway, but he came in, and he looked at our cars, and he said, I want to see your shop.
Right.
Okay. The salesman took him back there and showed him our mechanical shop. He said, you only got one technician? Yeah. You can't keep him busy. I mean, we have work for him, but he's not backed up steady work, and
that's good.
He said, well, that's a compliment, isn't it?
You're darn right.
Yes, it is. You know, we've got an oil center, we've got a tire center. They do all that kind of stuff. But mechanically, you know, so far, we've got over 1,500 of them out there now.
Right.
And there's people coming in from other dealerships to get their service work done on their Kias. And it's just, thank goodness, Kia's doing a really good job.
Well, one of the reasons, Jeff, that a large company, they don't give you a 100,000-mile warranty because they think that you're going to need it.
Right.
They give you the 100,000-mile warranty because they think you're not going to need it.
Makes a statement.
Absolutely. We're going to give 100,000 miles on our car, not because they want them in the shop, but they're saying our automobiles are not going to be in the shop. They're not going to be in it. Some of them are going to have general maintenance. It's going to happen.
They're machines.
Absolutely.
Machines tear up.
Absolutely they will. But just for the 100,000-mile warranty is a true statement to the testament of the quality of these automobiles.
Yeah. Real quickly, I want to change the subject a little bit because vacation season is coming up, and I just want to put a plug in that Kia still makes a minivan.
Right. Okay. A
lot of people have give up on them. You know, Ford did, General Motors did, Honda still got one, Toyota, Nissan. I think Chrysler still has one, of course. But we still have a minivan. We have a really nice minivan, and again, our base model minivan has standard features that you have to pay extra for on everybody else's, and they're priced quite a bit less than the competition. And you need to take a look at a Kia van before you make a decision.
Well, and again, the warranty, and again, the pricing, and you're saving money, and fuel economy on all of our automobiles, I mean, rated very, very high, and it's just there's no doubt product, and we get on the show and talk about product all the time because we're proud of what we're proud of what we sell, and still, I can't impress people enough. Folks, if you haven't driven a Kia, or it's been several years that you have driven one, and for whatever reason that you didn't like them, or maybe you love them, but come look at these new models. I mean, it's a fantastic lineup.
And this is going to really blow people's minds, but we're already into model year changeover.
Already?
I've got 15, so I've only got like 5 Sorrentos left for 2014.
Is that right?
Matter of fact, this rig here is a 15 model. And the other lines are starting to ramp up for 2015. So, you know, if you're interested in a 14 model Kia, it's time to really get interested if you're going to want one of these special deals, because we've got probably, well, they are, since I've been with Kia, which is 4 years now, we've got the strongest rebates on our product that we've had. Kia was really quiet. They didn't put a lot of rebates incentives on when they first were pumping up their new cars in 2010, when they kind of rechanged everything.
Right.
And to try to be competitive and stay competitive, they have started incentivizing, like the Optima has a $1,500 rebate right now.
Absolutely.
Forte's got $1,000. Even our Sedona van's got a $2,500 rebate on it. So we've got some of the best incentives and best offerings that we've had in a while, and they won't be on the 15 models.
Right, right, yeah, well, and obviously, I mean, any incentive on a model is to
move it out.
Move it out, because we got to make room for the new ones that are coming in, and tremendous values, and being an old car guy, and I've talked about that a lot on the show. Let me tell you what, folks, at the end of the year, at the end of a model year is when you can really save some bucks. You can really get you some good value, and you would be the first to tell somebody if a guy's going to come in here and you've got a 14 and a 15 sitting there, and if he's going to drive a car for 1 year, you tell him buy the 15.
Sure.
If he's going to drive one for 3 to 5, 6, 7 years, and it doesn't matter the year model, the difference in the pricing in a 5 and 6 year used car is minimal. But if you can save yourself $1,000, $1,500, you need to buy the 14 instead of the 15. So,
well, the other side of that story on the incentives is, if you remember the tsunami they had over in Japan a few years ago, it kind of handicapped Toyota and Nissan.
Right.
And Honda a little bit.
Right.
And while they were handicapped, Kia just leaped and bounded over them.
Sure.
And they are after that market share again, now that they've got their products. And, you know, Nissan just redid their whole lineup.
Absolutely.
So Kia is trying to stay very, very competitive in front of their cars so that they keep their momentum going.
Let me ask you real quick before we get out here, because it's always intriguing to me how a car deal works. And somebody comes with a trade-in. Kind of walk us through. Somebody pulls on the lot, they look at an automobile, and salesman goes out and waits on them. What's the procedure? How long does it take to buy a car? How long does it take?
Well, we do things a little different here.
Okay.
And the public seems to like it, because they thank us and make comments quite often on what a pleasant experience they had buying their car. But you know, they pull up here. If they're paying cash and they know what they want, we can have better in 30 minutes.
Wow.
You know Mooney. Mooney loves cars and knows cars, and he'll give you some of the highest bids on cars.
On used cars.
That you'll find.
Right.
We are very, very competitive there. And we've got resources for them, is why we can bid so strongly. Sure. But if you know what we want, we've got 130 on the ground here, so we've got nearly any color and any package you want. Okay. So we don't have to go locate for everybody. But again, you know what you want, even if you're filling out credit. Unless we're backed up with deals, and that happens on Saturday quite a bit.
Sure.
But if you're backed up, we can still have you out of here in an hour, hour and a half.
Right. Doesn't take long to buy a car.
No, we try to keep it simple.
Well, you keep it simple, and you keep it because that's the way we as consumers and car buyers like to have it. You know, Mooney talks about it's always cheaper to buy eggs in the country, and it's cheaper to buy automobiles from country dealerships, and that's what we are. I mean, we're not a big city dealership, and we're not going to take and hide your trade in, and we're not going to hide your keys to your trade in, and blah, blah, blah. And like, what an advantage that you guys have, a guy like Mooney, who's been in the car business for a long, long time, and the appraiser on the used cars, and this guy, and I love what Mooney says. Mooney says, I don't give top book value, I give top Mooney value.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give more than anybody in the country. He said, we'll win the deal on the trade-in. Yeah, and when you got a great product like you guys got, and then you know what the value of the vehicles.
And you can ask KBB, you know, what they're going to give you for your car.
Right. Yeah, they're not actually going to pay
when
anything.
Minnie says something, it's gospel.
It's money, isn't it?
Yeah,
he's buying your car.
You take it to the bank.
And those people who really don't know, you talk about trading a car, the dealership is buying your car.
Yeah.
That's what the dealership's doing.
Exactly
and you want to get a good price, and you can get a good price on your used automobile here.
That's exactly right.
Boy, we've got a nice product, don't we?
We're proud of it.
We are that. And we hope we continue to stay busy. It's just, I know you guys are just so thankful to the folks in Batesville, Independence County, Northeast, North Central,
Southern Missouri.
Southern Missouri has been a big plus.
They've been very good to us, yes.
Yeah, it's been a big plus for you. People driving from Southern Missouri to buy automobiles south of Batesville, Arkansas.
South of Batesville, Arkansas,
yes, sir.
They look us up, and they come to town and spend money in Batesville.
Absolutely do.
Because they normally eat.
They're going to eat. They're going to buy a little gasoline. Well, they don't have to buy a bunch of gasoline to go home. We'll give them a little gas to get home on. That's full of gas.
And we tell people, if you come here to buy a car and we don't make a deal, we'll fill your tank up to go home.
Yes, sir. Send you home.
Yeah.
Send you home. Good to see you, my friend.
Good to see you.
Jeff Zelasco at Martin Kia. Folks, we ask you to give us a chance before you purchase your next new automobile. Come down and see some of the prices and see some of the luxury, some of the sports sedans, some of the inventory that we have. Martin Kia, south of everything in Batesville.